This episode contains spoilers for Survivor Borneo, the Australian Outback, All Stars, Palau, and Guatemala, with wider reference to the past 49 seasons. You have been warned. On today's merger, we are talking about the project at large and the formational seasons of Survivor. I'm Ethan.
I'm Claude.
Welcome to Drop Your Kiwis. Yeah, talk about Survivor because season 50's coming up. The big 5-0.
The big 5-0. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. I mean, we can get into all the troubles that all the question marks we've got when it comes to season 50, but for today, I think we should just let people know why we like the show, who we are, what we like about this show, how we found it, why we've stayed with it. When it seems like everyone in our orbit has kind of left. Maybe there's like a few people in my life that I can talk to about this show, but not many.
Yeah, I mean, everyone I watched Survivor with growing up has stopped watching now. I think the last season that any of them watched was season 40, and then post New Era. Yeah.
You get a lot of like, is that show still on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's bigger than ever. It's in its copy paste era.
Yeah. I remember seeing some post somewhere when there was that Donald Trump had that announcement that came on the TV like halfway through the season 49 finale, and everyone in the comments was just like, damn, was the president giving the announcement like George Bush? Because everyone's just like, how is the show still going?
I know.
Crack up.
I know. It's been going for like, so the first season was what, 2001?
I think 2000.
2000. Oh, 2000.
I think end of 2000 and then seasons 2 and 3 were 2001. I want to say.
Yeah.
Not that
I've got
know.
the Wikipedia up. I got the Wikipedia up. The filming dates are March 13th to April. But I digress. How did you find the show?
Well, my parents watched it. I think they watched it from the get-go, and then I jumped in. The earliest season I remember watching was Gabon.
Same.
And then I remember a few from seasons after that.
I remember Token Tunes much more, which was like right after Gabon. That was the one I remember watching. I feel like I was like passively watching Gabon. And then from Token Tunes on, I've just watched every season.
Mm-hmm.
As live as it can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as hard as it is to watch live here.
Because there's so many, like, I mean, now there's so much reality television, but back in 2000, this was like generational.
I know.
Like breaking. Because it's such a cool game, the fact that you start off as a tribe and then you've got to work your way through that little like first portion of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes into
changes so much.
Individual immunity. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. All while trying to stay in everyone's good books.
I know.
Jury votes, which I think is like the main appeal of it, right? Like, because no other like kind of nothing else really had that, right? Like you had game shows, you could just burn someone in anything, right?
I know.
Had that backlash where it actually mattered how you treated them.
Well, that's the difference between like the Survivor and the challenge. It's like the challenge, like you got to come back, you got to come back, you got to come back.
Yeah.
So you're like,
even the
things
traitors
matter.
As well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. With the traitors, it's just like
gone. They don't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can be so ruthless in this game.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I guess another big aspect of Survivor when it came out was the actual survival part of it, right? And that's something we don't really see too much of now, which I think is a big reason of why the game has changed so much.
Yeah, I mean, to give people context, we've been watching the seasons we haven't seen, so we've been on a massive binge in the prep for 50. So we've been watching a lot of early seasons. You can see where the bones of the show kind of came through. But,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, But I mean,
I think
to see where it's come, it's like crazy.
yeah, I think there was a sort of point watching because I've just been rewatching some of like the mid-teen seasons. And
Hmm.
I think the point for me where I really noticed a shift in like strategic gameplay, I
Yeah,
think was I want to say Panama. I
yeah.
think
I
that
was
was
I
the
was hoping
first
you were going to
season
say
where
that
people
one.
her on her season has shifted what Survivor was to what it is
And
now.
who a Survivor player can be, because
Exactly, yeah.
and we'll get into a little bit more detail of the earlier seasons, but like
Yep,
strength was such a thing, and Suri obviously comes in as like a mother of three. That's her mo,
yep,
not the physically demanding, but just showed you how much politics are in the game, and that's something we love about
exactly,
the
yeah.
show is
Yep,
that it's a game of political musical chairs, pretty much.
yep. Well, should we get into some of the older seasons then? Let's go through all the contestants and all the seasons that those season 50 contestants were in. So
Yeah,
I think
let's
the
start.
best
Should
place to
we?
start is the start. So
As
we'll
the
go
start.
back to Borneo.
Back to Borneo, back to 2000.
Yep, and have a look, have a bit of a deep dive on the season and Jenna.
Yeah. So Jenna has played twice. First
Yep.
time on Borneo, and then she came back for All Stars. But on Borneo, so she's actually never played with Survivor Idols, which is a big thing
No.
that
Yeah,
people have
true. That's a
come and said.
good point. Yeah.
But Borneo was like the show figuring out what it was.
Oh, yep, absolutely. No one really knew how to play.
No one
There were
knew
a
how to
couple
play.
very obvious
They
players that
called it
kind of figured it out a bit, but Jenna on that season was not one of them, I don't think.
yeah. Jenna was definitely not one of them.
Yeah.
And but she was there for a good reason. I mean, she was there, she's just like a single mum, a young single mum of two.
Yep.
So she was there for
Yeah.
the right reasons.
Yeah.
But the show just it could have been anything really.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
And like
Mm.
the strategic mind of Richard Hatch making the alliance. They
Yep.
did drop some names during this season that have kind of like stuck through, but they actually called it the merger. Did you
Yep.
notice that
Yeah.
they
They
called
call it
it
a
the
merger
merger
few
for a
seasons
few seasons? Yeah,
throughout. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of funny to see on a rewatch. But
But
yeah.
what was particularly uh special about Jenna?
Well, I think Jenna, for the most part, was very unlucky in the sense that she was on the tribe of people that did not know how to play. And
Yeah,
I think she would have obviously done a lot better if she wasn't on Pagong.
yeah.
Um,
Pagong.
Pagong,
If anyone does
yeah,
know the meta of Survivor, Pagonging means voting an entire tribe out before you vote your tribe out, and that goes all the way back to the first season, Pagonging.
hilarious.
Yeah,
But yeah,
as soon
no,
as I heard that tribe name, I was like, I know that from somewhere, and then I was waiting for it to happen. It doesn't happen until the merge, but yeah,
yeah,
they kind of
at the
trade
merge,
places at the
yeah,
start.
you see
Yeah,
exactly why it's so, I
yeah,
guess, like brought up,
yeah.
because it's just one after the other, after the other, after the
After
other
the other,
until
after the
there's
other.
no
So
one
she was
left.
just doomed. Jenna was
Exactly,
doomed in
yeah. She
this,
was doomed from
but
the get
she,
go. I mean, she was
yeah.
playing with players as well who, I mean, in particular, the one that comes to mind is Greg, who just refused to actually be part of an alliance at all.
Greg is yeah, that shocked me. The what was it? The alphabet strategy he did.
Oh no, that wasn't Greg. Oh, someone else did that.
Oh,
Um,
who did the alphabet
I forget
strategy?
his name, but yeah, another guy. But that was the thing. No one knew how to play yet, so they weren't necessarily playing wrong. But yeah, yeah, terrible.
The alphabet strategy ended up getting her voted out because they he said that he was going to vote for Jenna, and then they switched or they used that. I think one person like um, switched their or didn't vote for Jenna, but that was
All I remember about that is the alphabet strategy. It worked for one or two votes, and then he just kind of gave up because it was too confusing with people winning
Sean. Yeah,
communities. So yeah, Sean. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He'd skip people if
exactly.
you won
He'd skip
immunity.
people, and
He'd
then he
skip
wouldn't come back
people.
to them.
It made
Yeah,
no sense.
and then there was a
But
point where his name came up next, and he was like, "Oh, I can't vote for myself. I should probably just give up this strategy."
I'm
But
pretty
yeah,
sure it was when Jenna got voted out. The next episode, Sean was like, "Oh, okay, now I realize that my vote holds weight."
yeah,
He didn't say it
exactly.
in that many words, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but
No,
yeah,
yeah,
Jenna.
we don't really see a lot of Jenna in the first season. I think
No, but
we definitely see a lot of her later on.
we do, but we hear about her character quite a bit. Here's a couple of quotes from Jenna herself. She says, "I've got a big mouth." Romana says she's like this energizer bunny that keeps going and going. Sue calls her
Yeah,
speedball Jenna. Richard said she can grow old pretty quickly. So she's a chatterbox, basically,
yeah,
and
yep.
people
Very, very
don't
social
like that.
player. Yeah,
Yeah. Also, one of the youngest in the cast,
yeah.
um, 22 years old, playing it.
I think that would be good for her in 50 though. I think a lot of the other players in 50 will see her as someone they grew up watching and loving, and they will
Yeah.
love that she's so social with them.
And she gets to play in a season where there's more advantages. It's like there's just been a lot more lore built. So she's not playing
Yeah,
in a game that's trying to figure itself out. The game has
yeah,
been figured out,
exactly.
and
Even the last time she played in All Stars, the game had it was very, very far from being figured out still.
it was been yeah, definitely far from being figured out. But she made leaps in that season.
Yeah,
Um,
which is
she did
pretty
come third.
impressive.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
impressive. I mean, she made some pretty like tactical errors, I would say, that like didn't
Oh
allow
yeah,
her to get
absolutely.
third.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, deciding to go to Final Four with Rob and Amber was a pretty
yeah,
terrible move anyway, but
with not thinking about how that would like factor in to because she was with Rupert the whole
yep,
time.
exactly.
She
Yeah.
was like they were in a four, and she didn't think about wait what happens when we're at four then, and then she just
Yep.
jumps on her. Yeah, it's
Yeah. I
funny.
mean, we'll
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
that. We'll get to that when we talk
We'll
about
get to
her and
that, but
Colby and All Stars. But
yeah,
yeah. Speaking of Colby, should we move on to
yeah.
Australian Outback?
This, for whatever reason, is 42 days long, and they don't explain why it's longer. It just is.
Yeah. But you can really tell by watching it how tough it is for them. Like
Yeah, go.
Colby is himself like very impressive in terms of just lasting that long in such an insane environment. Like that would have been a very tough season. Very, very tough.
Yeah, I mean, they just go to Fiji now, and to not say that it's not hard anymore. I'm sure it is very difficult to
Yeah.
not have necessities for 26 days, but just the places that they went in these early
I
seasons
know.
were
Comparing these Fiji
crazy.
seasons, yeah, comparing these 26-day Fiji seasons to 39 or 42-day seasons in Australia
Yeah,
or Guatemala or whatever they had is
yeah.
just like, yeah, you watch these seasons back and you just see how insane they were.
Well, this season had
Yeah.
like bushfires coming up to their camp, and
Yeah, I know.
no one
The
really seemed
flood,
to do anything about it. Oh, the
they had that
flood.
huge flood as well that took out the
They
entire
did. They had that
shelter.
huge flood. And
The
that's when
one point
Colby,
where they ran out of food and they had to trade everything they had.
then the beans got taken away in the
Yeah.
flood.
And they were
And
wading
that's
down the
when
river trying to
I
find
reckon that's
stuff.
when Tina won the game because she dived in and went and got the beans. But during that flood, Colby is like off playing cowboy, which is
Oh,
his
that's
whole
right.
thing.
Yes.
Something
Yep,
about
I
Colby
remember.
though is you know in the early seasons they were allowed to bring personal items.
Yep. And he brought
He
that
really
Texas flag,
he brought a Texas flag, which was
which was
basically a
very
tarp.
smart. Yep.
So
Very, very
smart.
smart.
How do they get that through
I know.
production?
I mean, it's
It's
the
just
second season. They're not really
it's a
looking out
different
for
game.
it.
Yeah,
Very different
exactly.
game.
They're like, yeah. Well, that's the thing
Yeah,
with Survivor. You can mold it as much like production will step in at some point, but if something new's happening, they're not going to not let it happen.
exactly. Yeah,
When you think
they want to at
about
least
on
let it
40,
happen once, so they can
yeah,
see
yeah,
how it
yeah,
plays out.
yeah. You think on 40 when Adam was like, walked to Props's like pedestal and tried to
Yeah,
pull off an idol, and it wasn't
yeah,
that. But as you know, just like you gotta try a whole bunch of things. But anyway,
yeah,
Colby had something really good going for him in that he was a male who was young and so strong, which is
yeah.
like
He
the
was.
superpower of early Survivor. If you were strong,
Yeah,
you were kept around because that early game is just all, and so many of the challenges are physical.
yeah. And I
Um,
mean, plus being part of such a strong alliance too really helped him. I mean, him,
yeah,
Keith, Tina, I forget who else there was. Um,
Jerry,
Jerry and
Amber.
Amber, yeah. I mean, Jerry
Um,
not as much
yeah,
part of
but
that
he kind of played
alliance,
the
but
he played the fifth really well. He played the fifth between Keith and Tina and Amber and Jerry until
that's
he
true.
decided
Yeah,
to burn Jerry. But he was in like the like such a good position because he was the swing vote, and both peers wanted to take him far.
so the most I think notable decision that Colby made was taking Tina to the end, and I think that's kind of what defined his character so much and why um, he was so loved at the time was because he didn't want to take the person Keith who seems like they weren't deserving over
Yeah,
Tina, who was obviously very deserving, and he would have so
deserving
easily
player.
won over Keith.
He would have. Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone did not like Cook Keith.
no,
Um, yeah, being a deserving person was really, really important in the early stages of the game.
oh yeah,
What more can we say about Colby? He's strong. He's obviously not 26 anymore when he's going to come back, but he's probably still got that same
he's going to be
aesthetic,
just as
and
competitive and
I'm sure he will be.
yeah, I mean he's got a lot more competition now. Is the other thing. I mean we'll
He
talk
does, but
about
he's
competition later, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. When we get to sort of season 42,
I mean,
we
even earlier than that, we have um, like Aussie and
yeah, true.
whoever
Yeah,
else.
but he
I think
created the archetype. He really created
Yeah,
the
Aussie and
archetype
Jonathan
of
will be the
the
main one.
yeah,
Oh
Aussie
yeah,
John.
definitely.
Other ones, Malcolm, any of
Yeah,
the boys who can have some muscles and
yeah. Just anyone who had the potential to go on a individual streak.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Um,
something I didn't mention about Australian
absolutely.
Outback. So many players have come back.
Should we
That
go
was a
through the
strong
cast and
season.
see? I want to have a look.
Yeah, you
Who?
look through it like Deb no, Cal no, Marie no, Michael, Kimmy Kappenberg, yes.
Scoopin,
Michael
yes.
Scoopin,
Jeff,
yes. Jeff
yes.
Farner,
Alicia,
yes.
yes.
Alicia,
Jerry,
yes.
yes.
Timothy, yes. Nick, no. Amber,
No.
yes. Roger, no. No,
Who
no.
left? No.
Yes, yes.
That's crazy. That's like half the cast. Okay,
But
well,
Colby
should we
was
move
good. He was,
on?
yeah. Colby, too nice. Be meaner.
Yep.
Let's move to All Stars, where
Yeah.
both of these two come back.
Yep.
Uh, Jenna and Colby come back.
Yeah. I mean, we've already
Um,
touched on Jenna's game a bit on All Stars. She played a very good social game. She had a good, strong alliance that she stuck to. She had a
yeah,
good little peer in that alliance with Rupert that got her to, well, got both of them to Final Four.
the differences in those two pairs though is she started off on what tribe did she start on? She started on Saboga, which got like disbanded after the first two votes out,
That's right. Yeah.
and then two players went to each camp. So she was kind of like linked with Rupert through necessity rather
Yep.
than
Exactly.
Boston Rob and Amber, who formed a
obviously had a very different
relationship.
kind of
Yeah, a
alliance.
much more formidable. So that when it came
Yeah,
down to that 4-4, it was like, well, obviously Amber and Rob aren't going to like they'll
yeah,
go to rocks or
exactly.
whatever
Yeah,
it is. They'll go to I think it would have been a fire making challenge or something like that.
yeah. Because as long
But
as one
yeah,
of them won, they both won basically, and that's
yeah,
why I think Rob has the strongest second place game out of anyone ever. Was because he effectively won that game because he still got the money and he still got the credit. But
and he
yeah,
got the girl.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I'm sure he probably still wanted to win,
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely. But I think he was a lot more happy with getting them both to final two
yeah,
than
and she
anything
knew.
surpassing that.
And at the final immunity challenge, like Jenna gets out first because she makes a mistake and she touches
Oh yes, that's
and
right.
she knows she's done immediately.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
she mentioned something like, "Oh, I should have done it differently, but a little bit too late, mate. A little bit
It's
too
pretty
late."
rough, but I mean, she's got a third chance, so hopefully we'll see her. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard for her to outdo her, like how her game in All Stars, but I mean, anything's
Yeah,
possible.
yeah, I think she could go far. I mean, it's such a different game now. That's probably her biggest weakness is that it's such a crazy game. It's going to work so much faster, and she's going to have to try keep her mouth shut a little bit and listen a little bit more to what people are saying rather than being right all the time. Colby, on the other hand, didn't really learn too much from the second season, and when
No.
Jerry joined his tribe, he couldn't believe or he didn't think that maybe revenge might be on her mind.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she didn't really care about winning. She only really cared about getting Colby out.
Yeah.
Like, Colby was obviously seen as a threat going into it.
Yeah. I think Colby was probably one of, if not the biggest target
Well, if
on
you
that
take
whole
away the
season.
winners who just got targeted immediately and
That's
then
true.
gave
Yeah.
people like an easy out,
Yeah.
the
Again, another
next
shout out
one
to Jenna for
is
that. She was
yeah,
the biggest
yeah.
advocate of getting out the winners, Tina, Ethan.
I mean, that was a great strategy going to a tribe of six and there's two winners. There you go.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly. Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
There's the
I mean,
difference if she
if
kept
she
to
keeps
it.
up with it, then oh man, Savannah, D, Kyle, they got to look out.
Yeah.
Do we know the tribe splits for 50?
I think it has been leaked. I haven't looked
Ah,
though.
yes, yep. I can see it here. So Jenna is on a tribe with
Here we go.
Savannah. That's the winner that she's on a tribe with. So yeah,
Okay, so she could
that
do
might
another
be a target.
strategy. That
Yeah.
might.
Well, if she knows that Savannah won, that's another thing.
Oh, that's true. They don't know that Savannah won.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, they've had
longest
time to
time.
figure it out, surely, but yeah, we'll see. We will see.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
okay.
of other people that they could have brought back if not for uh Jenna because they had to pick young people from these early
Exactly, yeah.
seasons.
Well, should we go
And
through the All Stars cast and have a look?
yeah, well the only other people is Jenna Moraska who quit and got
Yeah, I mean,
third.
she won't be coming back. I don't think
She was never
any
coming
quitter's
back.
ever going to come back.
Um,
Um,
I guess Jerry Menthe
Jerry
could
would
have
have been
come
a great
back.
pick. Yeah, Jerry would
She
have
would
been
have
a
been a
very
great
good pick.
pick. But then the only other like
Um,
young people is was Amber and Shean.
Sheehan, yeah.
But Shean didn't really do anything of notice.
Yeah, I
Not on
mean, I
that
think
season. I mean,
Sheehan
she
was
got
kind
screwed
of
by.
on the bit of a back foot the whole time.
Oh, she was on her back foot and she stood up for herself,
Yeah.
but
I mean, she still did pretty well. She still came sixth, which was pretty
she did.
good. Nah, yeah. Would have been good to see Jerry. Would have been good to see Lex. That would have been incredible.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Lex
honestly,
will
there's not
be.
really many people on that cast I would have loved to see come back. So I think Jenna was a very good choice.
I think Jenna's a great choice. I mean, she got third, so there's a story there.
Exactly, yeah.
she's older now. She's wiser.
Yep.
Her daughters could probably play now. It's
Yeah,
been so long.
true. I mean, what? She had a kid on season one, which was 26 years ago. So absolutely, her daughter can play.
Sign up.
Yeah.
Um, especially if she doesn't win this next season.
Yep.
But yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
those are
Next
those
Blood
two.
versus Water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to come back for a fourth time.
Yeah.
So that's Colby and Jenna. Really, really early seasons
Yeah.
where it was like all about survival. It was all about strength and
Yes.
weird combinations in like picking things off. It's much more cutthroat now. It's much more vote blocky.
Yeah. Well, are there any things that they could bring back from this version of Survivor that would be well liked by the people watching? I mean, I think a big one is the whole survival aspect, but
Yeah,
I mean, I don't see them going back from 26 days.
no. Something I've noticed on these early seasons is that Jeff didn't narrate the challenges.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
this.
I'm pretty sure
Interesting.
he didn't narrate the challenges so much. So it would just be music and they were like doing it. It was mostly like running races or like go and light these torches or
Yep.
um pick up this thing. Oh, do you know what they should bring back? The uh one person on a camp stretcher running them through a jungle kind of maze thing.
Oh, yes, yes.
That
Yeah,
one.
anything like this that's just kind of like it feels more like less like they're on an obstacle course and more like they're surviving out
In a
somewhere.
jungle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
always fun to watch. Well, should we move on to our next season with our third contestant from 50? Let's head to
Is
Palau,
that
where we
Palau?
see Stephanie for the first time.
Um Now,
Yeah.
Stephanie, like Colby, is just strength incarnate, which is
Yeah.
super important for a show like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think her main feature was that she just could not die. She just survived every single tribal
100%.
up until the merge, and even then a couple of tribals.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just could not die, no matter how hard people tried.
Yeah. Well, this season started off random that they didn't have a tribe. They all 20 cast members. Was it 20 on the season?
I'm not
Or
sure, but yeah,
yeah, all
something like
20
that.
cast members went on the same beach at the start and they
Yep.
all thought that they were going to be, well, they didn't know what they thought. So alliances started happening and the
Yeah, well,
story makes a big
she made that
emphasis.
alliance with Tom and
Yeah, with
that
Tom and
who all
Ian
ended up
and
in the
Katie.
other tribe.
Exactly. They
Which
all
yeah,
ended up on the other tribe.
she probably would have done a lot better if she hadn't been unlucky and got stuck in the disaster tribe.
And she was one vote away. If the person who chose her didn't vote for her, it was Tom's
Yep.
pick. No, it was either Tom or Ian's pick
No,
next.
Ian had the first pick.
Oh yeah, Ian. So Ian picked
So he
Katie, and then
picked,
Katie
yeah,
picked Tom, and then Tom would have picked Stephanie, but Stephanie got snagged, and her challenge might have been a bit different, but her
yeah,
legacy that she created wouldn't have been the same. Like she, so the story of the season is really their tribe just gets decimated. They do
yeah,
not win in the pre-merge game. They do not win
yeah.
immunity challenge, and all
This
get
is
voted out.
yeah, this was the one season where there wasn't really a merge. Stephanie just kind of joined their tribe when she was the only one
Exactly.
left.
And
Like
that
the
is
tribe
funny. Yeah,
name
they didn't
never
have it.
changed.
It never changes. Koror.
Yeah, and
Um,
they were on the they were on the shit beach too. Like they were losing on the good beach. They had the best
that's
and
right.
they were
They
just
got
getting decimated still.
because the other tribe, Tom's tribe, got to pick if they wanted to stay or leave, and they
Oh
chose to
yeah.
leave because of adventure. I
Oh
say in
no.
quotation marks.
And then they just got
Um,
stuck on that tiny little beach. Wasn't even really a beach.
yeah. But yeah, Oolong went all the way down to two. Bobby, John, and Stephanie, and for the first time we see the fire making challenge, I think.
I think so. Yeah, I can't
Or
remember a time
at least
before
the
that.
first time that we've watched. Obviously, we've skipped some seasons that are not featured in 50,
Yep.
and that will be most evident when we get to the 20s.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Well, because we got like two seasons from the 20s. We got Heroes versus Villains in South Pacific.
Yeah, and then
And then we've got a
Sia,
big nine
the
nine
big,
season jump until
the big.
Calrong.
Forget about these seasons. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, Bobby, John, and Stephanie, they fought fire, and she wins. Goes into a tribe where she's of the obvious outlier, and then just has the best story going into it. So it's just like if she gets
Yeah,
to the
no
end,
one's gonna bring
no
her.
one's gonna no one's gonna bring her to the end.
Yeah.
And Tom makes that pretty evident pretty quickly, and she's voted out
Yeah.
pretty early. Makes the jury though.
Yeah.
Something I really liked in this season, um, and they do it a bit in Palau and then Guatemala is this season's like all in islands, so they make all the challenges real water based. There's so much swimming in this season.
Yeah.
And I miss that about Survivor, that they used to have themes to it. I
Yeah.
mean, the Australian outback was obviously all about um, how the
Yeah. You
Aboriginals
did.
survived and that kind of thing. When we get to there's like the
Yeah.
Mayan
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say the next season we're getting to Guatemala. That was very heavily that was a
Yeah,
very heavy theme of the Mayan
yeah.
Empire.
And that's something
Um,
I think we've
yeah.
lost in just going back to Fiji again and
Yeah.
again and again.
I
But
mean,
I
even Cook
loved,
Islands, where all four tribes are just named after a different island.
yeah, true.
I
Is
think
there anyone in Palau you would like to see again?
it is a good question. Let me have a look at the cast.
At the top of my mind, Ian. Like, how has Ian not been brought back?
Yeah, true. I mean,
He was such a
to be
character.
fair, he was a big character, but he had a pretty pathetic ending.
Oh yeah, he did.
I
He
think
gave up.
the way he went out was so. I don't know
Well,
how it was perceived at the time, but it was so anticlimactic.
it was honor. That was the thing about early Survivor. You had to be an honorable
Yeah,
person. You had to be the right person. And but I guess like delirium kind of got the better of him because Ian is not the first. It was not the last person to sort of fall on their sword.
yeah.
There's
I
a
don't think there's really anyone from this season that
Yeah.
I'd like to
Don't want to see Tom
particularly
again.
see again. Yeah, we don't. We definitely don't
Well,
need to see Bobby John again.
we see Bobby John again in
Yeah,
Guatemala, where the
exactly.
season is basically Survivor Bobby John versus Stephanie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, also with the whole theme of everything trying to kill them and everyone almost dying from dehydration.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Guatemala, absolute mess of a season. Holy.
Such a
Should we
crazy
talk
season.
about that? Should we
Yeah,
talk about
well,
Stephanie and Guatemala now?
yeah. When Palau was all about swimming, Guatemala was not about swimming. It was about
Yeah.
rowing. You could not go into the water.
Yeah.
I love that they got a pool,
Oh, the crocodile cage.
the crocodile cage, the pool.
That's actually
We
crazy,
bring back the pool on Survivor.
man.
That was so cool. But yeah, this
Yeah.
season
This season would have been a
is
nightmare to be on.
would have been the
Guatemala.
worst. Yeah,
Just the
the
very offset where
mosquitoes.
they had to walk like a whole day basically
Yeah, it
and
was.
race the other tribe for the
Yeah,
better camp. And what you
yeah.
see by the end of that, like half the players are basically just like throwing up, almost dead from dehydration.
I bet. Yeah, all the strong
Yeah,
blokes that were like pushing themselves were
yeah,
about three or four of them were.
yeah. There was that one tribe where four of the guys were all just throwing up, dehydrated.
But yeah, say what you will about this season. I quite liked how Stephanie played the season because she's coming into like a season where she's one of two people that have played before, got a massive target on herself,
Yep,
gets into a position where she thinks she's going to lose again and just be on a losing tribe, pulls it out, goes into the merge with numbers,
yep, a strong
well,
alliance, very strong
rewind that for
alliance.
rewind that for a second for the tribe swap where she says to her four, we have to stay together to have the numbers, like just showing her experience. And then she says, let them come to us, let them come to us. And then Judd immediately comes to them
Yeah,
and sinks
exactly.
their thing, and it's over. It's over for them. And then she goes into the merge.
I think the merge here is where she kind of sunk her game a lot. Because
Yeah, how so?
you can talk up a game a lot, but you're always going to get to the point where she was a finalist and she had absolutely no chance of winning. And I think such a big part of that is because she just kept burning her alliance members when she didn't need to. She let
Yeah, 100%.
Danny and what was that ex NFL player's name?
Gary.
Danny and Gary. Yeah, she let them get into her head. She let
Yeah.
them think that she let them convince her that her other
Yeah.
tribe members were out to get her, and that
Yeah.
she voted them out, and they just did not forgive her, and that's what sunk her
100%.
game.
Judd wouldn't have crossed her. He was too scared of her.
Yeah, the Jamie
Jamie,
vote
they should.
I could kind of get because I mean
You could
everyone turned on
justify.
Jamie and
Yeah,
he
and
was
then
just
how are you going to
paranoid
explain
and
that?
yeah,
Yeah, when
yep.
Rafe goes, "You've asked me 6 times."
Yeah. Yeah, no, Rafe was a good character that season.
Rafe was a good character. Yeah.
Rafe would be a good one to see come back.
Yeah, but just bringing Danny to the end is just so foolish.
Yep.
And aligning with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the big twist in that season really is when I think Stephanie and Judd go off on reward, and Rafe and Danny have to go back to the other tribe, and that's when they make the plan to
Yeah.
convince
Yep.
Stephanie that Judd's been deceitful.
Yep.
She believes it, votes Judd off, and then in the final tribal council, Judd is the most bitter of bitter people.
Oh,
And
yep.
in her final tribal council too, she really didn't like play up that she was a threat going into the game as much. Like she
No.
mentioned it, but she didn't explain to the people how difficult that would have been. Or just like kind of played it up in I don't know. There hasn't been many returning seasons where only a few people are returning, and to be fair, most of them have been unsuccessful. But yeah, Stephanie, I mean, bringing Danny to the end was just the biggest mistake
Yeah.
because they're the same person, like archetype, really. Is that a word?
I think so,
They
yeah.
were they were the same people from
Yeah.
different tribes.
I mean, Danny kind of played how Stephanie did her first time round. She just survived. She just would not die. She was on the back foot. She was
Well, Danny
always
made a good
losing. She
point where
never won.
she's got this like confessional where she goes, I had to find out who people were in power and then just like be on their beck and call.
Yeah.
And she played right into that. And that Stephanie is just like, I love Danny. She's basically like me.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
And
I
then,
think Danny was just very ahead of her time as well strategically. She was a very strategic player, very deserving winner, and I think Stephanie just had it hard being up against her.
yeah,
I think Danny is one of the more underrated winners.
especially the final tribal council answers.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh my gosh, so many of her questions were like, she didn't really answer the question. She kind of said it in a way that didn't offend
yeah,
anyone.
yeah. Exactly. A very like
And she kept
political
thanking
answer.
everyone that was there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, before we move on from this, I want to go back to the start of the season because this was the very first season we had where we had only it wasn't a full returnee cast. It was only two returnees, and
Only two
I want
returnees.
to thank. So the reason Stephanie and Bobby John were brought back is because they had such a crazy story and everyone loved them so much. The last two on their tribe had to
Yeah.
duke it out with each other. Who would that be now? If we had another Survivor Guatemala, we had another all new players that captains. Who do
So
you think
captains.
from the new era in the
Ooh,
same kind of boat as Stephanie and Bobby John, where they knew each other. So I guess same season.
okay.
Who are two like who's a peer from the new era that would make captains like this?
It's funny because like the new era isn't so reliant on strength. Like this
Yeah,
season's theme is basically we are strong. When you look at the
yeah,
people who get voted off, it's always the like perceived and visibly weaker people
yeah.
until you kind of get to the point. I'm kind of stalling here so I can pull up a season,
No, that's fair.
like a early
I've got
season that
one
I
peer
can
in my
see.
mind, but I'm trying to
Okay,
think if there's anyone
you
else
go
as well.
first.
Well, this the peer I've got in mind are Jesse and Cody.
Yes, that's a good one.
They would make a very interesting like captain duo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another pair I have in
What?
mind, actually, not new era, but um, imagine we had a late 30s captain season with
Yeah,
Dom and Wendell as the captains.
yeah, that's
I
a
feel
great
like that
one.
would be very interesting.
Which team would you want to be on?
Um, I mean, that's a good question. They're both very similar players.
I feel like I'd
I'd
want to be
want to
on
be
Dom.
Team Wendell because I feel like he'd have a bigger target on him. He'd be a good
Okay.
shield for me.
Yeah, true. That's
Yeah.
true. Okay, I've got my answer
All right.
from the 40s. One of these players is going to play on 50, but I
Okay.
think for the same thing, I reckon you bring back Genevieve and Sam from
Ah, yeah.
47.
No, that would be a very good duo.
I think they played like kind of similar games.
Yeah, they were very
It's a
on the
male
outs in the
female
merge.
split, kind of like
Yep.
Bobby John and Stephanie. They
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, they kind of made, I think they made, which Genevieve made the finale. So,
Yep.
and they've both got points to prove. And they're both kind of strong in that Stephanie, Bobby John way, but they've got the wits.
Yep.
That is much more of an emphasis on there.
Yeah, and they're
That
both good
is,
TV as well. They're both
they
very
are both
loved.
good TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, well, should we wrap this up?
yeah. We'll wrap this up.
We can talk about we can move on to Panama, but that will be next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
follow along.
Cool. Yep. We're just kind of winging
We'll
it here, so
we're super winging it. If you can't tell, we're talking over each other.
yeah.
But this is how our conversations go.
Yep.
Me and Claude will
Exactly.
just call each other up and we'll just talk about Survivor for forever.
Yep.
So we thought we'd put it
And
on tape.
it's gonna be a lot better once the season starts as well, and we have actual structured episodes to talk about.
With the
It's
actual
gonna be
talking
great.
points. But I
Yeah.
think before we go, should we predict where Jenna, Colby, Stephanie are going to end up?
It's a good idea. Um, I mean, we'll do some more predictions properly once we've
Yeah.
talked through all the seasons, but I think as a
Or
kind
maybe
of
what's their biggest strength? What's their biggest weakness? What do they
yeah.
need to like think about going into the season, maybe, instead
Um,
of where they're
Jenna,
going
I
to
think
be?
yeah, I think Jenna, her biggest weakness is obviously inexperience. She has not played the same game that the rest of these players have played.
Yeah.
And I think her biggest strength is also that people aren't going to see her as much of a threat, and she's obviously very social, so she's going to be able to make bonds and form alliances.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, do you want to talk about Jenna or one of the other two?
Yeah, I think Colby's strength is that he's seen as the good boy, and he's seen as the all American cowboy,
And
and that might
trustworthy,
be
surely.
trustworthy. Yeah, that might
Yeah.
be beneficial to some of the newer Survivor players, and he's probably still very strong,
Oh yeah,
which
I'm
would
sure
be
he is.
helpful in the
Yeah.
early game.
Yeah.
And
Mm,
Stephanie, I think Stephanie has had the most growth out of these three players.
I think
She
so,
obviously
yeah.
played a more intense game, and she's probably learnt from her times playing Survivor.
I think so, yeah. I think she's going to be she's going to be obviously very hard to get rid of because she's
Yeah.
very. I mean, she can't die, as proven from these 2 seasons we talked about. I mean, obviously, there's a bit of an exception later down the road, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
We'll get to that when we get to that.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
think her biggest weakness is I think will be relationships. I think she's not
Yep.
going to click as well with this new cast as she has been able to in the past.
She's so competitive that she's got a bit of
Very
a short
competitive.
fuse
Yeah.
that I think if she can get a handle on that, then
Yeah. I mean, there
she
are
might go far.
definitely people that would love to play with her, but I think she just needs to find those people and also be lucky enough to be in the same place as those people. Like they can't just be on other tribes and
That's it.
she can't interact
Luck
with
is
them.
so important in this game too.
Oh yeah, especially when you've got 3 tribes, which is what we have in 50, and so many advantages and twists and
Yeah.
shake-ups.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay,
Jimmy
cool.
Fallon is going to
Jimmy Fallon, Mr. Beast, Billie Eilish.
Oh my god, we'll get into all that at
We
a
will
later
get into
date.
all
But
that. Oh man.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll hear for you in a couple of days about Sari and onwards.
Yep. Cool. Thanks, Ethan.
Thanks, Claude.